What's up, my good people? I'm Joey Young, and today I'm talking about a super important topic of personal development, and that is how to get more energy, how to feel more alive, how to feel more vibrant day to day, week to week, personally and professionally. I think a lot of entrepreneurs out there know they need energy, they need a lot of endurance to really smash out those tasks and goals that come along with building a business, because maybe you're working late into the night, maybe you're in the startup phase, and there's just a lot of energy required to push through that stage. I think a lot of people too who have people they care about, spouses and maybe kids, friends, they just want to bring energy to those relationships as well. And it's actually incredible the influence we have over our loved ones, the people around us, in terms of how much energy we bring. I learned this firsthand. Well, a couple months ago, I was hanging out with my fiance, and we had a weekend together, Saturday, Sunday, and for whatever reason, I just wasn't feeling myself that weekend. I wasn't, I had a few things to get done that really didn't happen, and I was feeling kind of sluggish and slow. And come Sunday night, I just kind of snapped out of it, and I was like, wait a second, I don't want to be this person. This is not who I am. This is not how I want to show up in the world. And so the next morning, Monday morning, I committed to doing the hard things. I did some energy boosters, and I just committed to doing the tasks that I had left over from the weekend. And I did not only all those, but I crushed even more that day, and I felt great. And I remember talking to Rebecca, my fiance, that night, Monday night, and I was like, yeah, I crushed it. I felt like I did all these cool things, and I'm feeling awesome. And she's like, that's great, that's awesome. And a few days go by. It's Wednesday. And I'm talking to Rebecca again, and she's telling me how Tuesday morning she woke up and she was feeling good. And she did a lot of awesome things. She crushed some to-dos that she had left over, and she just felt really awesome all day Tuesday. And I kind of had an epiphany in that moment. I was like, wait a second, what if my conversation with her Monday night sparked that on Tuesday? And I asked her this to confirm it, and she said it was true, that we actually have in our lives, we have a lot more influence over the people around us in terms of how much energy we bring to that relationship than we think. So whether it's a personally or professionally, whatever type of relationship it is, remember that the amount of energy you bring is actually really influential to those relationships. And so it's a really important topic, and I'm stoked to talk about 4 things in regards to generating more energy in your life. And then I'll finish with a couple of energy boosters that I use when I need to turn around a sluggish or a slow day. So the first thing I would say about how to get more energy is to just have a mission that excites you. Get a purpose that gets you stoked. If you don't have a goal or an objective that you can close your eyes sitting still in a chair, and you just thinking about it makes you feel excited and kind of jittery and want to get up and jump and work on it. If you don't have that in your life, that needs to be the first thing that you do. If you want to have more energy, then there needs to be something higher purpose above yourself that you're working towards, that inspires you to do, because that's going to be the number one thing that will actually generate energy. That intrinsic motivation is the key to getting that energy back in your life and reminding yourself of it as well. I think not enough people utilize self-talk throughout the day. Self-talk is the ability to remind yourself about who you need to be and what you need to be doing, right? So what I do sometimes, if I'm sitting at my desk and I'm not feeling too excited or jazzed in the moment, I might say to myself, Joey, focus. Who needs you to show up right now in an excellent way? Do that. Do it well. And just simple words like that, just reminding myself of my mission and what I need to be doing, inspires me and challenges those thoughts of tiredness and gets me back on track and helps me to have more energy throughout the day, because I just remind my brain about what's important and why I'm doing this in the first place. So if you don't have a mission that inspires you, get on that. That's the number one thing you need to do to get more energy back in your life, having a purpose beyond yourself. So that's number 1. Number 2 is work smarter, not harder. Well, what other phrase has been overused in the past 100 years? I don't know, but doesn't make it any less true. I think a lot of people today, especially with all the technologies and the different ways we can interact with other people and organizations, we get distracted easily, and we tend to do more multitasking than we did before. And this is dangerous because the brain finds it very hard to switch its attention between multiple things in the same 30 seconds. But a lot of us do this. If we have a task of things to do, we tend to, at least some of us, try to do, half of this one, 80% of this one, while we're kind of doing this one. And, we're jumping between them. And, an hour goes by and we're kind of the way done with some of them, right? Instead, think about it like this. If you can have a list in front of you, all the things you need to get done, and you can attack them one at a time and start and finish one before you move on to the next one, that will increase your energy tenfold. Because not only are you getting the momentum of completing tasks as you go down the list and feeling that momentum, but your brain will have more energy afterwards because it's not trying to focus on multiple things at once. Even if one of the tasks takes just 2 minutes to complete, start it and finish it. And I guarantee you'll have the tasks done faster and you'll have more energy afterwards, which is really, really cool. The other thing I would say too is remember, all of us have things based on our personality and just who we are, that all of us have tasks that drain us, and just naturally we don't enjoy, maybe we dread doing them, and they're just not fun for us, and that's normal. We're all built differently. But I would encourage you to be aware of those tasks and those projects that really suck the life out of you. And to make a list of those things, okay? So maybe have a list where you put down all these tasks and then set a timer for 10 minutes. And I want you to think of all the ways that you could delegate or eliminate those tasks. How you could delegate or eliminate those things that you find draining. And I guarantee you'll find some really amazing ways to delegate and eliminate those things. And you'll feel a lot better afterwards. If you can't delegate or eliminate things in that list, if there's still some left over, which there probably will be, answer this question about that task. How can I do this thing with excellence and have fun doing it? How can I do this with excellence and have fun doing it? That's a quality question, because now your brain's trying to figure out how you can do that thing you really don't like doing well, but also enjoy the process, which will give you more energy while you're doing it and ultimately help you get it done faster. Super, super important, super critical. I would encourage you to do that. Last thing I would say about working smarter, not harder, is we all have morning routines. We all have nightly routines. Whether we know it or not, we pick up certain ways of doing things throughout the day and throughout the weeks. And a lot of us don't do these things on purpose. And if you want to get more energy in your life, what you want to do is find any way you can to take those sort of mundane tasks that we're going to do anyway and systematize them into routines, into habits. Because our brain actually spends a lot of energy each day making decisions that we could actually eliminate or decide on months or weeks before. So if you have the ability to take your morning routine and write it all out and decide what you want to do ahead of time and then just get up and do it every morning, then you're going to actually have a lot more energy going into the day because your brain's not making a million tiny decisions throughout the morning about, when to eat and when to take a shower, if you're going to exercise, what you're going to have for breakfast, what you're going to wear. All these things drain you. So find a way to systematize and make a habit out of different pockets of time, like maybe a morning routine, evening routine, and that'll go a long way to helping you to have more energy throughout the day. Third thing I would say about having more energy is to commit to your health. Commit to your health. Such, again, a classic overdone phrase, but I'm telling you, if you want to have energy in your life, if you're serious about building your business, about smashing out your goals, you need to eat well and exercise. The science is clear. It's not even a question anymore. This is critical. Well, how do you do this? Because I'm sure you've tried before, and maybe you're doing well at this, but what I would recommend is to find the healthiest person in your life, whoever that is, seek them out and ask them to be your coach. Ask them to coach you in being healthy and then be the best student they've ever had. So seek out that person. I don't care if it's your friend, if it's a official health coach that you hire, if it's someone you follow on Instagram, whoever it is, make sure you respect them and make sure they have a track record of being healthy for years at a time. And then ask them to help you. Ask them to help you build a plan and then execute it for at least 2 months. very, very well. Be the best student, follow up with them, be proactive, do what they tell you to do, and that'll create some incredible results that maybe you've been desiring for years. This is really, really critical for having more energy. The other thing I'd say about committing to your health is overcome a physical challenge first thing in the morning. This has been really helpful for myself as well. I know that if I set a goal at the top of my day, it's maybe resistance training, or it's a run, or some other P90X thing, or whatever it is. If I set it as the top of the day, it's a moderate to high intensity goal that I know will be a little bit challenging, and I smash it out first thing, I'm going to get so much energy and momentum throughout my day. And I encourage you to try this too. Think of something that is just a little bit above, your capability, a little bit harder than, you might engage in normally, and set that to do for tomorrow morning, and get up and just do it. Just smash it out. Not only will you have exercise, first thing in your morning, but you're going to get a lot of pride and momentum for getting something done that was hard at the top of your day. And this is going to give you a lot of energy throughout the rest of your day. The fourth thing I would say about getting more energy is to prioritize effective rest. Prioritize effective rest. And what a lot of people mistake about rest, and what I find across the board is actually very confusing, is this concept that I learned years ago that's helped me to shape my rest really well. And that's the concept that a lot of people confuse entertainment with recovery. Entertainment and recovery are actually two different things. If you think about it, going home, flopping on the couch and watching 5 seasons of The Office until 2 a.m. and eating popcorn, that's probably not going to be the most effective thing to recover and to rejuvenate and to restore yourself, though it is entertainment. But I think a lot of people confuse that. So what I encourage you to do is to think of the 2, 3, 4, 5 things that for yourself, actually give you a feeling of being restored, a feeling of recovery, of being able to relax and feel rejuvenated after the task, after the whatever it is that you do. For some people it's taking a walk, potentially it could be journaling, it could be having dinner with some friends. What are those things that actually give you energy? Just being aware of them is huge, but also invest in those things as well. If you want to do rest well, you're going to need to take some time to think about it, and maybe even spend some money to make those things easy and accessible to you. Because I know for me, and probably for a lot of people, the easiest thing to do at the end of a long day is probably flop on the couch. Grab some food and just watch a TV show. But that doesn't necessarily give me the most restorative powers in my life. That doesn't give me the most energy. So what are those things that give you the most energy? How can you invest in them, make them happen more often, and make them happen more effectively in your life? Really, really powerful for generating more energy. Last thing I'll say to you guys is my favorite energy boosters. So I want to finish with this. These are the tactics and tips that I use for the 2 p.m., 3 p.m. sort of lull in my day, or whenever I'm just feeling kind of tired and kind of sluggish, to get me out of that mood and get me back to being productive, focused on what I need to be doing. And what I'll say about this before I jump into them is a really important concept that I learned that might help you frame these energy boosters in a better way. And that's the idea that moods are deceptive. Moods can often be very deceptive in the way that they come and go. And I think a lot of people put too much stock in whatever mood they're in, which limits their ability to be productive. So have you ever been, for example, in the situation where you're, halfway through your day, maybe you're, eating lunch, or maybe you're, working away at your computer, and you get this kind of wave of tiredness come over you. It's just kind of out of nowhere. You get this feeling of like fatigue, and you're like, man, I just want to kind of just stop working and just go sleep for a few hours. I've had that a lot, and I think that what we need to understand about these moods is that they actually go as fast as they come, and they're just passing feelings. And if we can utilize these energy boosters to turn our moods around and get back to being focused, we can end up not losing a whole afternoon to a single moment of tiredness, but instead recognizing that, turning that around, and getting back to work. So First thing I would say about energy boosters is to give your brain a break. And I do this by either 20-minute power naps or 5, 10, 20-minute meditation sessions. And I know this is pretty basic and a lot of people probably do it, but if you haven't actually done this yet, you'd be surprised the power of a 5-minute meditation in the early afternoon or a 20-minute power nap. I encourage you to try it because it can actually do wonders for giving you a restored amount of energy if you're feeling kind of sluggish. The second energy booster I'd say is to get up and move. And this doesn't have to be long, doesn't have to be strenuous, but if I'm not feeling myself, sometimes what I'll do is I'll just get up from my desk and just start doing a handful of push-ups on the ground. I might stand up, shake myself out. I might, walk around the room and stretch a bit. And it can be 1 or 2 minutes. That's it. But it's actually really powerful in the ability for it to give me a restored and rejuvenated tank of energy to attack whatever I'm working on in the moment. And I encourage you to try that as well. Last energy booster I'd say is especially whenever I'm waking up in the morning and I'm not feeling super excited, maybe I'm just a little bit tired from the night before or whatever, I'll use this tactic a lot. What I do is I just type in the word motivation into YouTube and just pick one of the hundreds of videos on YouTube with inspirational speeches and motivational music and just let it kind of input some energy into me. And I feel really, really awesome, really rejuvenated after those because I just needed something to pump me up. You know what I'm saying? Something to give me that energy. So I encourage you to try that as well. I know I've thrown a lot of stuff at you. We've gone through a lot of things today, but here's the thing. Just pick a couple things that I've talked about, implement them in your life, really go after them, and I guarantee you're going to feel more vibrancy in your day-to-day life. You're going to be able to invest energy in the people you love. You're going to be able to smash out more goals. You're going to feel more alive than you ever have before, and I wish you the best of luck on your journey. Thank you so much for watching. As always, it's my mission to give you tools that help you hit your goals and improve your life. It's an honor to be a part of your journey. Hey, do me a favor too and smash that like button on this video. I would so appreciate it. And let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'll see you next time.